Alrighty, welcome back, you filthy scumbags. It's time to talk about the Switch Lite. Now, the Switch Lite has just been recently announced about, I don't know, roughly a week ago. So I thought I've had my time to digest the information. It's releasing, I just got some information about it. It's releasing on the 20th, the 20th of September. So it's not that long away. It's a few months away, a couple of months away. Not a big deal. Now, I have some problems with this and I have some positives with this. I'll just get rid of the positive stuff first, because I guess there is an even amount of hate and love for this. The thing about the Switch Lite is it's portable only. You can't play it on your TV at all. It's strictly portable graphics mode, so it's 720 and lower depending on the game. A lot of games can't run at 720 properly on handheld mode. That's just how it is. That's just the system. It's not the most powerful thing in the world, and there it is. But you can still get good gameplay out of it. So I still recommend getting a Switch if you don't own one, but everyone owns a Switch at this point now, because there are some amazing games on it. And this system is like, obviously the system now is already catered toward a casual audience, and for portable systems, that's how you go about it. Now the thing about this is, are you actually isolating this system from the Switch at all? Will this affect the games coming to the Switch going forth in the future? Are they going to make games downgraded graphics specifically for handheld because they're not interested in putting? Because when I say they, I'm talking about developers and publishers and stuff. I'm not calling them lazy or anything, but this new system announced kind of gives me an incentive to not put as much effort into it, in terms of graphics and stuff. Yeah, gameplay is probably going to be solid as hell. Yeah, that's not going to change anytime soon. So the price point is another thing. I mean, it's a good price, of course. It's probably roughly 3DS priced. Well, I saw $200 US, so I guess it's a little more than the 3DS, but I don't know American conversions that well compared to Australia, but everything in Australia gets bumped up like $1 million. But whatever, that's not what it's about. Okay. Thing is, I know the dock is probably roughly, if you add a dock to it, it's probably the regular Switch price. Yeah. So overall, this system is a straight up downgrade. If you spend $100 more, you're going to have a more powerful system. You're going to have a lot more flexibility in terms of playing it on your TV or taking it out somewhere else. You got the Joy-Cons that clip on and off. And I don't know if there's any other features. There's one good advantage to this system. It's got a D-pad. Although yes, you can get Joy-Con. I believe you can get Joy-Cons that are from a third party, but that doesn't feel very authentic or really nice, because the Joy-Cons made from Nintendo are obviously the perfect way to use them. Of course, you got a Pro Controller to work with as well, which I'm not sure if you can even use the Pro Controller with the new system. So, because I actually haven't done that much research on it. So I'm not going to judge it based on that, but the Pro Controller is definitely the way to play. It's the best form of controller. It's one of my favorite controllers. It's probably my favorite controller ever. Like, it's actually that good. Okay, so I mean, the price point is whatever. I think the price point is safe and it's fine. It's just cheap enough for people to get it, and the people that do get it are going to realize, oh, well, I wish I'm playing this on my TV, because that's what the games are really designed for. And going forward, they might not be designed for that anymore. They might be designed to be a handheld device game. An example of this RPGs are obviously incredibly popular on handheld devices. Look at the 3DS. Look at the Vita. I'm not going to mention phones because that's ridiculous. So RPGs aren't going anywhere. I can't. Yeah, they're not going anywhere. But in terms of, I say, high fidelity graphics games, like racing games which require high frame rates, not necessarily resolution, but just look at The Witcher 3, which is coming to Nintendo Switch. That game's gonna be running at I believe it's 540 resolution in handheld mode. Now, I don't know if this Switch Lite has worse, how do I explain this? I don't know if it has worse parts or anything compared to the Switch. I doubt it does. I think it's just configured to be a certain way to not be able to play on TV. I'm sure people will find some sort of capture device. I bet you if you even hook up the cable to it somehow, you can get the thing to work on the dock. I believe it's that much the same. I could be completely wrong, but from what I can see, the dock is just another $100, which is the whole price of the Switch. So overall, if you can sell the dock somehow, you're just better off. Of course, you got different colors. The colors looks pretty stupid. I mean, the best color you got there is gray. The yellow one looks like a baby's toy. Really, it does. Okay, but the thing is, will this new iteration of the Switch turn developers off from making a home console type games? Because obviously it's a home console system when you got it hooked up, yeah? And when you take it off, that bumps it down straight graphics wise to a handheld system. It's definitely one thing to consider when you're developing and publishing. Also, another thing is included is third-party development. As of late, a lot of third-party games are coming to the Switch recently. For example, Witcher 3 and Skyrim. Things like that might turn developers off from doing that. But that it also might turn them on from doing it, because portable systems are obviously a lot more popular than any home console is going to be. That's just a fact, and that's how it's going to be. It appeals to a lot more people. And the fact that they're able to add games like Skyrim and whatever on the system might give people even more incentive to get them, even though it's going to sell like crazy. The Switch is already doing crazy good. I really don't know why Nintendo made this move. I mean, it's probably a cheaper system to make overall in terms of parts and stuff. What Nintendo have done, they've just made a cheaper manufactured system. They could have gotten rid of the dock straight off. They could have gotten rid of the dock and sold the Switch separately. This would have been the same result. But obviously the Switch Lite it's just a cheaper production. Obviously, why would they make it then if it's not a cheaper production? Do I hate the idea of them introducing this? Of course not. I'm not going to hate the idea of a new console iteration being involved. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference at all in the industry or the development of certain games. I think the whole idea of the Switch and the whole idea of games going forward on the Switch is going to stay relatively the same. This isn't going to change much at all. This is just some more money for Nintendo, really. There's nothing else to it. Whether this actually sells much or not, I don't know. People might be appealed to this. I don't. You know, I've heard people say that they don't play on the TV at all, which I find absolutely confusing, because the games, they kind of do look like trash in handheld mode. That doesn't bother me at all. I still play handheld mode. But there's obviously a lot more appeal to playing it on the TV. But I guess people don't like doing that for some reason. But that just comes down to personal opinion. I've been playing games my whole life, and I like playing it on the big screen. That's just how I do it. And you're limiting those people. Obviously, they have a choice to get the damn system, the normal system, and it's not that much more expensive. You're spending $100 more. You can get the system how you want it to be. And there's already tons of great games available and more games coming in the future. So it's already a great system in the first 2 years. I think it's out for 2 years now, maybe 3 years. It's hard to believe that it's been out for that long already. It still feels pretty new, but yeah, there's a bunch of games to play on it. And this also, them announcing the Switch Lite is probably going to improve the amount of developers and publishers to come to the system, because, you know, obviously it's selling more games are going to be sold in general, so obviously more developers are coming in. That's just how it is. That's There's nothing more to it. I mean, really, it's just a good move on Nintendo. I'm not gonna shit on the idea. I'm not gonna get upset. That's ridiculous to get upset over this. I don't know how people would get upset over this, because it's really not going to affect anything. As much as if you dive really deep into it, you might find some way to say that, oh, this is going to affect the hardcore gamers in this certain way. It's really not. It's not going to happen. Like, things are going to go forward well for Nintendo fans and gamers in general. And there's nothing to worry about too much, I don't think. And if there is, then shame on me for thinking that in any way or shape or form. But I think that's it. I think that's all my thoughts on it. Of course, let me know in the comments what you think about it. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch. I'll see you in the next video, you scumbags.